Hey guys, I hope everybody is doing good on the Tiki Talk. It's been a while. Thought I would come here and tell you guys all of the crazy things that are going on out there in the ether. Janie, it's nice to see you. Or is it Janine? Sorry about that. I hope you're doing well. Baby doll. Inked New York Maid. Nice to see you. Beverly. Cheryl, it's nice to see you. Mary. Mississippi girl, hey, it's been a while, all. It's been a while. So, as you guys know, there's been a lot going on with At Night Media, billboards, Chris, this boy's stepfather, losing his stuff live on another YouTuber's channel. And it was just, a mess. And then, of course, we have the court where they're trying to shut me up. And, of course, they made a third appeal to the judge to gag me where I can't say their names or Sebastian's names. And for the third time, a judge has told them they're not going to do that. That it's within my constitutional rights to talk about a public interest case. The case has come down to hashtags and whether or not hashtags contact them. Well, anybody with a TikTok or a YouTube account knows that that's impossible. I don't control what people do outside of me. You know, I run stories. If people reach out to people or have contact or support people, that's out of my control. I don't have control over other people watching my content or them reaching out to people without me asking them to. I have no control over the rest of the world. So I know that this will be a successful case to win, but they did find probable cause at the hearing, and it was basically whether or not I intended to make contact with them, which everybody knows since April of 2024. I haven't wanted to interview them. I don't want anything to do with them. I think they're dirtbags. I think they hurt their son. I think they're covering up a lot of evidence. I think they just did a lot of stuff. And so I find it awfully funny that we pointed out the errors in law enforcement, how they haven't followed the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. It appears that they dropped the ball early on in the case. They've been playing catch up ever since, but I truly believe that some of the evidence has been lost and will be lost forever. They've only searched for this boy for 1 week. There's been no other types of searches out there. Concentrated searches. They should have data in by now from the various subpoenas and warrants that they have had issued, if they've issued those. And so that's kind of where we are on that front, but there's been no isolated additional searches that have been notated at all since the beginning of this case. And Layla Santinello's case, on the other hand, about 15 months in, they have done multiple concentrated searches in her case, and she's an adult that had a substance abuse problem. This child is a medically needy child under the age of 18. He got 1 week of actual ground searches, no other searches since then. They only spent 3 days in a landfill. When we were monitoring the Quentin Simon case, they were there for over a month searching for Quentin Simon. So we've got a lot of problems here. I've given it to God to deal with. I've got attorneys. We're still raising funds for attorneys, all that good stuff, but it doesn't matter. I feel I'm on the right side of this, and we're just going to keep going through this process with a county that doesn't want to admit that they've done wrong and on any level. Not with this case, not with my case, and they will not acknowledge that the people that they are protecting did horrible things to this child. So I have no faith or hope. My faith and hope in them doing the right thing has been extinguished and exhausted. So now it's time for, just to keep going through the process. And if I don't get a fair shake, we'll appeal it, just like we appealed the orders of protection. And that's kind of where we're at. But I find it awfully suspect that now that billboards are going literally all over the country, the stepfather of this child is having these blowouts public blowouts, cussing everybody. This man has never once, neither has his wife, ever once actually looked or appeared like they cared about Sebastian. Every single one of their interviews have been geared towards self-preservation. There has been lies after lies, manipulation, a team of misfits that are felons trying to do damage control on behalf of these parents, because the people that they're associating with only help guilty people. Their history is guilty people of protection and trying to do some underhanded stuff with courts to manipulate the situation, with law enforcement to manipulate the situation. And they have been very successful, but we are gathering a lot of information, every single case that will at one point be used against them in a court of law, and to stop some of this stuff. Our avocation goes much further than just the Sebastian Rogers case. It goes to all content creators out there that use hashtags, and whether those hashtags ever do anything but categorize content so we can plug in something and get new information based on a keyword or criteria that we are looking for, such as Sebastian Rogers. When we type in hashtag Sebastian Rogers, we have stuff we can look at. It doesn't mean that Sebastian Rogers was tagged in the information. It is just for us to easily find it by using keywords and nothing more, and to identify what the content is discussing. So, thank you. That's so sweet. That's so sweet. So we're going to keep going down this road. I hope you guys check out my newest video. My newest video is specifically related to these statements of the stepfather, and whether that these things made contact to him. I can tell you, before the court, there was things that he said. One of it is he's never had a conversation with me, does not know who I am, never met me before, right? That I've never personally contacted him, and moreover, that he has no information that I've instructed anyone to contact them. Again, I can't control the world, and for them to put the world on my shoulders is they can't do. I believe that this is going to be very successful in the end, but we are still fighting, and I hope you guys still support the Bullhorn Betty channel and all the work that we do with this case and other cases, and I'm not letting Sebastian's case go. The reason why is because I've got a sheriff, a judicial system, as well as parents that are have 5 CPS reports against them and a missing child. If I've got all 3 of those trying to shut my mouth, we might be hotter than we think. We might be hotter than we think. So we're going to keep going down this road. We're going to keep exercising our constitutional rights here on this platform as well as other platforms. And we're going to keep telling our audience what is going on in the case of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, his mom, his stepfather, as well as his father. Right now, his father is just wanting his son to come home. We are over 15 months. Nobody has seen that child since he walked inside his mother and stepfather's home. 2 military-trained people. No reported break-ins or forced entry inside that home. And this child has no evidence of ever walking out. And I also found a disturbing statement. I don't know when this was, so I've got to fact find it a little more. Right now, it's just a rumor. But it is now being stated that it was cadaver dogs that made the hit on that in the construction site, not a ground sniffing dog. I guess they brought in another cadaver dog early on in the investigation, and we're getting reports now, albeit, you know how social media is, you've got to corroborate all that crap because people spread around misinformation. So it's not corroborated. I have not any information to support that, but it's important enough that I think we should look into it and look into verifying and validating whether there was a cadaver dog that hit over from their house over into the construction site. And if that's the case, we have a huge problem. But again, we're going to need, somebody to drop some truth in form of anonymous information at some point. I have an email that I'm going to be going over later this afternoon on YouTube, as Matt calls it, the YT. I get it? The YT. And we're just gonna call this place over here the Tiki Talk, okay? We're gonna call YouTube the YT. We're gonna call you guys over here the Tiki Talk. I don't know if you guys ever heard Hong from At Night Media. He calls it the Tiki Talk. And so every time, I always get tickled pink every time he says that, over there on that Tiki Talk. So I think since Matt's calling it YT over on YouTube, I think I'm going to call TikTok Tiki Talk. Why not? Why not, right? Why not? So anyways, guys, I hope you watched the video. I have not disappeared from this platform. It's just not my primary platform like it used to be. And I know I have hundreds of thousands of followers over here on this platform. So I do hope that if you do like longer winded lives, that you come and check me out on YouTube. As you know, it's still volatile about whether TikTok is going to survive or not. We've got a lot of stuff going on, including a trade war with specifically China right now. So is that going to hinder our platform? I really don't know, but I'm watching this on the world stage, and I would say if you guys haven't started exploring other apps for your favorite content creators, I know a lot of the people I love on here, I'm having to now start following on other platforms just so I don't lose any of their content. So just please keep that in mind. Please keep that in mind whenever you have an opportunity to go on other platforms. Look up your favorite content creators and get over there and sub them up. And pray to God that this app keeps going, because like even the video I just did, I did it on CapCut. Well, when Tiki Talk went down, so did CapCut, okay? And I like CapCut, okay? It's my favorite program of all times. And I woke up, didn't think anything of it the morning of January 19th, right? To see Tiki Talk down. And so I'm like, well, I guess I'll just start making videos over on CapCut. I went over there and I'm like, well, son of a gun. Now, I could deal with the, no Tiki Talk. I know some of you guys can't deal with no Tiki Talk, but I could deal with no Tiki Talk because I have other platforms that I have, a lot of followers on, some mid-followers, some large followings, whatever the case may be. But you took away my CapCut. How dare you? How dare you? Any news on Sebastian? He hasn't been found. His stepfather and mother are highly triggered by the billboards that At Night put up. And that tells a lot, right? That tells a lot. They have a team of misfits, felons trying to get the billboards down. From what I hear, the billboards are all still up, so I don't know what they're talking about. However, we're just going to keep on keeping on, right? The public has a right to form an opinion. The public has a right to, whether or not they're suspects in the law's eyes or persons of interest in the law's eyes, it doesn't matter. The public has a right to make up their mind for themselves. Is it a court of law? Of course not. And that's the best part about it. We don't have to believe in innocent until proven guilty. We know what we see. We hear what we see. We hear what we hear. And we know what we know. We don't have to build a case and present it before a judge and a jury. That's the beauty of the public, right? We can formulate opinions, have commentary, and talk about the things law enforcement doesn't want us to talk about. It's called freedom of press, freedom of speech. It's a whole host of constitutional rights and privileges that we are provided here in this country, this great country called the United States of America. And I exercise every bit of my constitutional rights any damn time I choose to, because it's my choice, my body, my choice, my mouth, my choice. Hashtag me too, hashtag Sebastian's Army, hashtag this, hashtag. You better bring in the Secret Service and the FBI. Bet he's going down. She hashtags something. Oh my God. Oh my flippin' God. Hashtag. You go to jail for hashtags in America. This is a laughing stock. This is a laughing joke. And they should absolutely, that whole county should be embarrassed. Anyways, guys, we're going to keep it real for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. But we know darn good and well something's not right here. Something's not right. Children just don't go poof, vanish. And with them pointing the finger at everybody else and getting so freaking triggered by billboards going up with their son's face on it, just like they were so triggered that I posted flyers of their missing child in their community. Oh, dear God. The crime of the freaking century. Betty posted a missing person flyer. Call the press. Call the law enforcement. It's time to put Bullhorn Betty in jail for advocacy. advocating for this boy here. So yeah, we're getting sarcastic. We're going to continue to be sarcastic because that whole county should be embarrassed. God bless you. Rock it out with your coffee beans out. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, please be safe. But more importantly, kind to one another and check out my videos. We need to get the video, stuff up on this platform because that's one of the things that keep me from being on this platform. I'll come here every now and again, but if you guys want to see me more, start hitting those like buttons. Happy Easter and God bless.